Happy December 1st, Floss Tube. Hello, crafty friends. Is everybody excited for today? If you're participating in the 2023 holiday countdown, today is the big day. So let's open up our envelopes and see what's inside. Happy day one of the holiday countdown. Welcome, welcome back. It is, oh boy, I cannot wait to dig in. As you can see, I have my fabric ready to go. I've got my scroll rods ready to go, and it's time to open day one and see what's inside. And welcome to day one. We have our chart that the back of each card, Jacob has given us a beautiful, beautiful pictorial treat for the holidays. So welcome to another edition of our holiday countdown, Stitch Along. We hope you'll have a great time with these daily charts and extras. To kick things off, I've recorded a song that you can listen to on my YouTube channel. So as you can see, Jacob has a song for us for day one. So you can head on over to his website to check it out. The back of each of our cards holds our key to start our stitch along. So obviously I'm not going to show that on camera, but I have a little bit of information about it for you. So if you are stitching along with us, you'll notice that we are starting at the top of the design, and we are working our way across the entire top of the design with our color, first color of the day, which is called You'll Be Pine. And it is the most beautiful dark pine green color. It's gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Our linen that came in the box was well, it's called Turtle Dove, and this linen is an exclusive one-of-a-kind fabric for the holiday countdown box. The new linen that we have in the shop called Speculas is very, very close. So Speculas is what's now going to be in the regular rotation in our shop, and the linen that came in the holiday countdown box, Turtle Dove, is a one of a kind. We also received our needle minder for the project. We provided you with an ornament for the year to commemorate our stitch along together, and we've also included a floss ring for you. So these are wonderful little things. I purchased these from Amazon. They're called flexible keychains, and they're incredibly useful for holding a floss. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to put our floss on the ring if you choose to use them. And then you're going to want to put the screw cap end into your other end and then just twist it together. Same as last year's. And then we have our day one floss ready to go, just like so. Okay, so I am going to attach my fabric to my scroll rods, and then I'm going to put my first few stitches in, and then I will come back and show you that. Well, it is Flossmas Day 1, Holiday Countdown Day 1. I have just completed the stitching for day 1. And I love it. I really hope that you enjoy the stitching for today. It was not overly taxing, only 218 stitches, all one color, and fairly easy to count. I hope that you enjoyed the surprises that day 1 has brought. And I'm fast forwarded a little bit in my day today, so I have actually finished the stitching. So if you didn't want to see what the stitching looked like before you finish the stitching, now's your turn to turn off the video and come back later. But I mean, you've seen the chart, so chances are good that you're not going to mind me showing you my stitching. All right, so I am doing mine on a 40 count Panettone. I'm so used to saying Panettone linen. 40 count Turtle Dove linen, Roxy Floss Co. And as you will know by now, our stitching starts at the top of the design and it goes across the entire width of the top of the chart. So here it is. So there is day 1 done. The name of our floss was You'll Be Pine, and it was a dark pine green. For those of you who are choosing your own colors, if you would like to have something that matches fairly close to that color, I'm sorry we do not have a DMC conversion list for it, but it's a dark pine green. And I will have close-ups of the floss colors on Instagram at the end of each day. So probably, you know, 5, 6 o'clock p.m. The day of on Instagram. So you can see I have the great fortune here at the Evertote workshop in that I get to have the first choice of pieces of linen that are seconds or have flaws, but that are still perfectly usable. And so you can see that my cut of linen here has a small bleed on the side there, but it's in the margin, it's still perfectly usable. So throughout the month, you're gonna notice that marking on my fabric, but as you can tell, it's not going to affect the design at all in the least, because we know this is the width of the whole entire design. So mine's on 40 count. As you can see, I started well over, way more than 3 inches over, because I really did want to clear that bleed in case I wanted extra fabric to show when this is finished. So we already know the stitch count of the design. It is 113 stitches wide by 137 stitches long. And each day, the card that you will be receiving with the next part of the design will add the stitches to the stitching that we've already done. So if you've downloaded your floss key, you can write your floss names down, take note of the color, and also take note of the floss symbol, because chances are pretty good that at some point in the next 25 days, we may see this floss return again for a few more stitches. So day 1 is done. Really enjoyable. So I have been doing some other stitching since I recorded yesterday's video. So I thought I would give you a little update. Busy Hands, Happy Heart. This is the Kathy Barrick piece. I finished the flower pot last night. I couldn't stop. It was, you know, full on, you know, load the needle and stitch, perfect stitching, and was really enjoyable. Those two colors together are just beautiful. That is just navy and ochre together in the flower pot, and ochre comes back and is used in the border as well. It's also the same, it's the color of the bird's legs there. So that is coming along. I know I have a needle minder there, and I still sew my needle into my fabric. When I don't trust the fronts of the needle minders. If I'm packing this in a bag and it's not in its own project bag, I put it into another bag with a couple other projects, and so I didn't want to take the chance that the needle would get knocked off of the needle minder. So many times I'll just sew it into the fabric. Isn't it cute? It's so fun. So this is a 32 count Panettone linen, and it's a Roxy Flossco floss conversion that Hannah did. Really enjoying that piece. Oh, this morning when I first got to work, so for me it's Thursday, and my son has band on Thursday mornings, and so I usually get to the workshop really early, like at 7 a.m. I get here by 7 a.m. and I'm not quite ready to go right to work at 7 a.m. So for me, it's really nice to, you know, make a cup of coffee and just sit and put a few stitches into something. So this was on my frame here from a couple days ago, and so I just put a few more stitches in. This is ParkHopperBart, Be Merry All. Oh, look at Isn't it good? So since I shared it last, I stitched the tree and the entire word Merrie. And now that I've done that, other than a matching tree on this side, the stitching that remains is going to be really fast because there's a border around the entire thing, but it's like a single stitch wide. It goes all the way up the sides, and then there's a border at the top, but again, it's like a single stitch wide. And then everything that's above here are words, and they're not even double. So there's two colors in Merry Christmas. There's inappropriate is the red, and then Colonel Mustard is the yellow. So those are doubled up colors for those for Merry Christmas. And then the words above are single, one color. It's going to be so much fun. So, you know, there's no reason why. I honestly, I don't know why I put this down last year, because it is such a fun stitch. It's the colors are really, just really pretty. This linen is called Billie Jean. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Billie Jean. It takes a wide eighth of fabric, and it's the called for flosses, Roxy flosses from that Bart chose. This was a collaboration that we did last year. Yeah, so what do you think? Pretty close to a finish, right? I mean, it really is. This is the heaviest amount of stitching in this piece, other than that tree. And I did that tree in a couple hours in an afternoon. So this one's getting finished this month. It's gonna be good. And my sock, you guys. I really lit a fire under myself yesterday when I was talking about my sock. And last night I stayed up late knitting, and it was so fun. I put Gilmore Girls on. I've started Gilmore Girls all over again from the beginning. I've watched that series like 4 or 5 times or more. I've lost count. But it just feels like I needed to start. I wasn't even all the way through the series from the last time I started it over again, but I don't know, for some reason it just seemed like fresh start for December 1st, you know, beginning of the season. Let's start Gilmore Girls all over again. So this is these are really handy little things. These are double pointed needle cozies, and they have snaps on them. So when normally I use a small circular needle for knitting my socks, but I do the heels and the toes with double pointed needles. And so these keep your needles safe, and so that they don't poke through your project bag as well. So they have snaps, and then they keep your needles safe and secure on the inside. And look, I finished, oops, just dropped my 5th needle there. I had 2 stripes to complete, which I finished. And then I put my sock on the double pointed needles, and I started my decreases for the toe, So I only did a couple rounds on the toe, but I'm onto the toe. So what that means is that this sock is gonna get finished maybe in the next day, and then we can get started on sock number 2. So hooray. And thank you for your encouragement, for those who left me comments about, you can do it, you can finish that sock. Thank you very much. I can, and I will. Right, okay, I'm gonna put this away right now before I lose this loose needle. That would not be good, would it? Okay, so the other thing that I need to tell you about today is the fundraising that we're going to do during the month of December. If you've been part of Flossmas Vlogmas for the last few years, you'll know that I try to incorporate a fundraising aspect to it. We currently have 2 other ongoing fundraisers happening. the first one is there is a chart in the shop that was designed by Hannah, Hannah here at the workshop, and it's the Matryoshka dolls chart, and the proceeds from that pattern are being donated to the Anova women's shelter that is just actually right down the road from us here at the workshop. And we are just a couple patterns short of making a $300 donation. So I'm actually going to leave a link to that chart in the drop down box below, and if we make those couple of sales over the next couple of days, I will donate that money, and then I'll put in a screenshot in the daily video when that happens, so that we can celebrate that amount together, because this time of year every little bit counts. The other ongoing fundraiser that I have going is for the Laura's Frisian sampler, which is a PDF chart only, just like Hannah's Matryoshka dolls chart, PDF only, and all of the proceeds from that, so it's $15 Canadian total. $13 of that is being directly donated to the church that is across the street from us here on Wellington Street in London, Ontario. It is the Church of the Nazarene. They feed members of our community, vulnerable members of our community. They feed and clothe many people, and that money is going directly towards them to help people that are directly in my neighborhood here at the Evertote workshop. So I donated the first amount of money right after the Jacob Palooza retreats, and I am about to make the secondary donation, large donation. So many of you bought that pattern that it's going to be a sizable donation, and so in the next couple of days I will be tallying up that total, and I will also be making that donation as well. And so I will let you know the amount, and I'll let you know, I'll share screen captures here of that donation once it's made, for transparency, that you know the money is going where we say it's going. Okay, so which leads me to the new fundraisers that we're going to add into the month of December for Flossmas, because it's a great opportunity for us to you know, celebrate and with others, and also, you know, do a bit of good as well. Patty Break, 4 boys and a Newfoundland girl. Many of you watch her on FlossTube already. Many of you know her charts. Many of you have met her at retreats. She embodies the Newfoundland spirit. She's a wonderful, warm-hearted friend, and I am very pleased to let you know that this year's Flossmas ornament once again has been provided by Patty, and proceeds of this year's Flossmas chart, and I will have a photo up here of that for you. The proceeds from that, the chart it's PDF only as well. We like to do these charity charts offered as PDF versions because it ensures that there's no extraneous costs involved other than the sort of financial costs incurred by the platforms that we use. Like my shop is through Shopify, and I believe Patty is either through Etsy or through Shopify. I'm not sure, but we all know that there are fees associated with running a business, and so just like with Laura's Frisian chart, the chart costs $15, and $13 of that is donated to the church. That $2 extra on top covers all of my fees. Patty's chart is going to be $10 Canadian, and $8 of that will be donated to Stella's Circle, which is an organization in Patty's community that is doing very similar work to what the Church of the Nazarene is doing here in London in my neighborhood. So I think it's appropriate that we're helping 2 organizations that are directly involved with helping people. So yeah, credit card processing fees, you know, shop fees, all those kinds of good things. But the ornament is so cute. It's so cute, you guys. Have a look. So that is the Flossmas ornament for this year, and it's called the Sweater Weather Reindeer. I mean, how cute is that? So I, like every year, will be collecting, not myself, but I will be hosting auctions on my Instagram page, which is at Evertotes. And every year, some years we do more than others, I will post items that either customers have donated for auction, or I will place items that we have in the shop that are maybe coveted or desirable items. We will auction those off to the highest bidder through a process on Instagram, through the comment fields on Instagram, and then the highest bidder, the winning bidder at the designated cutoff time, donates their winning bid directly to the charity. They provide us with a screenshot of their receipt, and then we mail the winning item to them. Anywhere in the world, we will ship winning items anywhere in the world. So once again this year, I will be collecting through Instagram. I will be raising funds for Muscular Dystrophy Canada. My reasons for collecting for Muscular Dystrophy Canada are very personal, and there is a link to a video that I did 3 years ago explaining why that's an important cause to myself and to my family. So I do have a couple of items already that I know we will be putting up next week on the Instagram page. I'll have more information about those auction items probably throughout either later this weekend or early next week. I still have a bit of organization to do for that. So that takes care of that. Tiny little shop note, we have a project bag sale going on at the moment. Bit of a flash sale. Hannah has titled it the Bagnificent. The Bagnificent sale. And all the anything basically, we had a room full of bags that were ready to go. And so we need some space. So it's time to clear out a few things. So anything that is in that section is 25% off. They are ready to go. I think a couple of the larger bags might need a notions pouch or two, but Matt has a list and he's going through and filling any gaps in there. So the inventory that's in the system for the bags that are on sale are bags that are pretty much ready to go and will ship at the latest early next week. Our Christmas bags, our holiday bags from last year, the Nutcracker bags. So we have two colorways. There was a red and a teal set, as well as a pink and a teal set. Those are on sale, as well as the Going to Grandma's. It's the car reminds me of the station wagon in Christmas Vacation. It's got the Christmas tree on the roof, and there's a slight metallic shot through the like metallic like stars. The stars are metallic on the print. It doesn't translate well in photographs, but it's a really beautiful fabric. And yeah, those are nice bags. So those are, anything that's in that section is 25% off. They're clearly marked and they're ready to go. There will be another, so those are on sale from now. So until Hannah's doing an Instagram post about it now. They're on sale until Sunday evening at midnight. And then at that point, there's going to be another flash sale for another 24 hours, but I'll tell you what's going to be on sale when we get closer to them. So that's it. So what do you think of my little holiday setup here? I think it's all right, isn't it? I've got my tree up from last year. I've got my ornament. I hung it with care. It was extremely sunny this afternoon. I actually had to close the blinds so that half my face wasn't completely washed out with the sun. I've got some oldie but goodie, old but good pieces up behind me, some favorites. If you want, maybe tomorrow I will take you on a little tour of everything that's behind my head. Because as for today, I'm out of time. I gotta get going. But I am going to work on my sock this evening, and I'm hoping for a finish. We'll see what we can do. And I'm already excited about opening and stitching day 2 for the countdown. So until tomorrow, I hope you enjoy your stitching today. Happy countdown, everybody. Happy December 1st. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.